Nefika will adore this color.
The games.
I'm glad to see you are taking part in the great games, Ma'ela. The finest warriors and riders are all here. At last. It has been too long.
I'm glad to be here, like the Sarantu before me.
And there is nobody better among you.
Will you compete as well?
I always thought my first games would be with Zombie.
Are these challenges on Ikran?
No, not these ones. It is just too soon for me. My spirit is not yet ready to soar without her. But next time, you will see nothing but my heels.
I look forward to it.
As a boy, I would ask the Elder Hunters to tell me stories of each challenge over and over, until I knew them all by heart. Head to the cluster of stone pillars and prepare for a treacherous climb with only the wind to catch you.
Ah. So, I can't call for my Ikran?
If you do, you will surrender the race. The real trick is never falling. I will meet you at the first challenge.
Rhythm of both.
There you are! This challenge is a test of your climbing skills. I seem to remember they needed some work when we met at the rookery.
Don't be so quick to judge, Itu.
You are the one who needs to be quick. Scale these stones following the course to the top, but only the fastest win. And remember, do not call your Ikran. Release the kites along the way to gain extra time.
It is high, but I think I'm ready.
I wish you favorable winds, Ma'elan. Sivako! Dua is not wrong. The others will see. That was a climb worthy of a champion. Now on to the next. I will meet you at the canyon beyond the falls.
It is good to see you again.
Free and proud of it.
What took you so long?
Wait, how do you do this every time?
Sadly for you, it is time to test your speed and agility.
That doesn't sound too hard.
This race takes you on a winding path through the canyon. The elders told me of a past Na'vi champion so fast she was almost a blur. So, good luck, friend.
Fear is fast. I am mine. Powerless. So
I am glad Hound has made a home with us. He learned much from us. Horse riding is art. I will not hear otherwise.
I knew you could do it. See you for the next challenge at the floating mountains above the canyon.
the days and nights roll together as...
I thought you would never get here. Ready for your next challenge?
I think so.
You will need your bow for this test. Do not forget, to play with honor you must not call your ikran. Instead, you will need a keen eye to hit the targets before time runs out.
Doesn't sound too hard.
That is the spirit. Do not think about the legendary Na'vi archers whose footsteps you follow in. I believe in you, Ma'elan.
Beautiful again. The rhythm of hooves galloping in unison.
Congratulations on competing in your first games. A true Sarentu champion.
I wish we could have competed together, Itu.
Be careful what you wish for, friend. Zorme is here in our hearts, but we must not dwell in melancholy. For the games live again, and the clans are together.
It is quite a moment. After all we've been through.
And it is not over yet. You can retry any challenge. Keep your skills sharp, Ma'ela.
Come! I need your help. I think Kim should compete. Yes? He could teach us all a thing or two.
I will only compete for the widest smile brought on by the games. This is what life was like before the Sky People came. The clans together. Free people. Free air.
But is air not always free?
Telan told me the Sky People imprison even that. In metal jars. That boy has such strange stories.
Strange, maybe, but true. You said you had a story yourself about the murals?
Of course. See this one? It is receiving new color now to help keep its story alive.
And we will share the story. But first, let us get into the storytelling mood. There are other murals. 3 of them. Nearby, yes?
Indeed. If memory serves.
You mean you don't know?
Now, child, you would not judge an old man's fate in memory. I believe there was one on the edge of the Stone Rapids, a second overlooking a valley in the Prism Fields, and perhaps a third, tucked away in a cave in the open grasslands.
You find them. We can then follow. No more wandering. And no straining Kin's tired legs.
These legs still dance. But yes, a fine suggestion. I saw them long ago and would enjoy seeing them again. Return to us when you have stories and directions to share.
Nella?
Hold on a second. There. Sorry, I'm helping with the paints. Or trying to.
I was just wondering, do you think the murals of the old games will have Sarentu in them?
They would have attended great gatherings like these.
But did they compete?
You're wondering if it was appropriate for them as diplomats, aren't you? They weren't just water flowing between the stones. They've left their mark before, so why not in sports as well?
Yeah. A mural, hidden in the open grasslands. Whoa! Yeah!
You have a soft step.
Sorry, I didn't mean to surprise you. So, this one is very colorful.
As is the tale, one I need to teach my student Niwin. See, a Slotsial flew off with the tent of the Aranahe Olo Ektan. Its recovery became an open challenge. Many went out, but it was 3 who were first to the nest. The Aranahe and Zeswa got into a great argument over how to retrieve the tent. The noise of their discord was such that it allowed the Kamet Tire to sneak past the Slotsial and run off with the tent. It was perhaps not the kind of unity we strive for, but you must admit, everyone did play a part.
Nella? The murals. They act like keys to these old events. Symbols of the past games.
Bringing the stories of the ancestors into the world. It's a little bit like our totems, I think.
Connections to the past.
Yeah.
Mural overlooking a valley in the Prism Fields.
The stories from these games will not fade anytime soon.
Back to Cosmo travel.
I thought it might be Fayu joining me. We are seeking out the murals together, along with his daughter.
This one is about water?
Indeed, these games saw particularly heavy rain. A river overflowed into the valley meant to host a dire horse race. Once everything had settled, an adventurous Sarentu jumped into the water, and, encouraging others to join, swam the whole course. So they had the race, though the riders had become swimmers. There is no stopping the clans, not with clever minds around.
Adapting and still having their fun. Sounds like the Sarentu way. Nella, I was thinking about what you said. About the murals and the totems being alike. We've talked about creating new rituals before. New connections.
And some we've made. But it sounds like you have something in mind.
Yes, I do. I just... I don't know what it is. Yet.
You've had good instincts for these before. Just let them guide you.
Come to see the murals as well?
This one seems a little...
Covered, yes. I'm still catching my breath. Trying to race Naween to these.
Let me see what I can do.
I wonder what sky grandmother will sleep under tonight.
This one is beautiful. Do you know its story?
As told by my father, who you might also run into here. At these games, the ground shook and tore apart, ruining the track for the foot race. But the contestants, they decided to run the course anyway. Only now it was jumping, rolling, climbing, so much more exciting. But it was dangerous too. And Niranahe fell into a fresh crevice and broke their leg. The others, they stopped to help them up, and together carried them to the finish line.
That was nice. So they won not as individuals, but united instead. Nella, our connection. I think I have it. The murals are a physical link to the past, but they are fixed. While we roam and wander, I'm thinking of something we can carry, or wear instead, to remember our participation in the games.
Like Jin's lucky shirt? With the rugby championship.
Well, yes. A little bit like that.
I, for one, will be happy to see it.
As long as they feed well, we should not worry.
My friend! Did you find your way?
I did, but I wasn't the only one. Wawai and Fayu, Niwin too.
Like the restless wind, those three. Never still, exhausting. We can ask them for the way, but you have still earned this final story. See the Tepsial? Splendid, but rarely the show-off. Yet that year, so many swooping and dancing over the camp. A brilliant display. They caught the imagination of one in particular, a dance fighter of our clan. He brought what he had seen up in the sky down to the match. A new style full of sudden ducks and weaves, and he was victorious. You can still see this style used today.
As usual, Ken leaves out the best part. That champion was the father of his father's father. It seems this seed floated far from the Lingane.
You would rather I spend my time in the ring instead of the cheese tent?
Never. You are as much a champion as he was, but your victories are far tastier. I wonder how Sasem is doing. Might pay them all a visit. Need to do another cheese run.